Hello, hello. Today we're here with Karlie Bartholomew. She's been in Nashville just about a year now. She hails from the Maryland area, is that where Berkeley is? Is it Maryland?
It's in Baltimore, or sorry, it's in Boston.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's still Maryland.
But I'm from Baltimore.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, she went to Berkeley, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What is the process like to get in? Is it?
It was a long, yeah, the initial audition was about like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in and basically just played my songs for them. So I did an original song and then I did a jazz standard.
Okay.
And then from there they go through like, is this a major chord or is this a minor chord? Just like playing it and you just have to listen.
Yeah.
And then went through some theory stuff. I didn't know any theory before I got there. So I was just kind of like, I don't know. Like,
did you have a musical background growing up at all?
I taught myself to play guitar. My dad
Okay.
played guitar growing up, so that's what influenced me to do that. And I have been writing songs since I was maybe 11, so that was pretty much
Wow.
it. I never studied music, never really did. I did choir in high school, but that was about it. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then after that portion, I went and did like an interview with them, and they were basically like, what's your goal? Like, what do you want to be? And yeah, so it took a while. It was a lot of waiting around, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, do they have a program where you have to like select something specific to study?
Yeah, so they have tons of different majors there. I transferred in, so I went to a small liberal arts school in Frederick, Maryland at first. I was planning to study English there, and then realized that it wasn't really what I wanted to do, and I wanted to study music. So I only did 3 years at Berkeley. So I did a create your own major, which was called professional music. So basically I can pick and choose from all the different majors and do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked out nice because I got out a little bit faster and I got to focus on what I wanted to focus in. So I focused in, it's called contemporary writing and production. So it's more of like arranging music. So I learned how to arrange for a cappella groups, or like strings and horns and things like that, which I thought would be cool. And then just the production side of things, like simple engineering. So if I wanted to record something myself, I would know how to do that.
Yeah, that's good.
And just a little bit of songwriting. And then I did performance. So I studied vocal performance as well.
Nice. Okay, so then you came to Nashville to continue with music.
Yes.
We're glad you're here.
Yeah, me too.
And so the music that you've been working on lately, or what you're going to play for us today, original song?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any stories behind the song you want to talk about?
Yeah, so am I playing two or is it going to be one?
Two is good.
Okay, cool. So for the first one, it's called Brooklyn Park.
Okay.
So in my little part of Maryland, my address is technically Baltimore, but the area is called Brooklyn Park.
Okay.
And this song was 3 different songs before it became this song. So originally it was a song called I Could Fly, because I have a lot of anxiety with driving and flying.
Yeah.
And so it was originally about that, and I was like, I like the melody and the chords, but it doesn't really mean anything. I didn't really like the lyrics that much.
Yeah.
So I went to one of my professors at Berkeley. She was my songwriting professor, and I met with her every week. And I was basically like, will you just help me?
Yeah.
And she was like, you're so stuck on this idea of driving, like, why don't you change it to something else? And she suggested some things like, maybe it's about luck, or like a song like that. And I was like, I really wanted to be about my home. And so she was like, why don't you call it Brooklyn Park? So I went off of that, and it's basically like, it's very special to me, because it's like what you would see if you were driving around my neighborhood, or if you were leaving my house. So I always like to play that.
Cute.
And I was planning on releasing that coming up, so.
Okay, so that one is a new one. I know these are.
If people have heard it, I've been playing it out for a while, but
Okay.
it's not really present online.
Gotcha. Well, that's it.
Yeah, cool. twisted pine tree in my front yard grew too tall and couldn't stay. Maybe I've outgrown my childhood home, like the pine I'll fall someday. If only I could find a way to start somewhere new, I'd shake off each excuse. If only I could wander in the dark, I'd leave my roots back in Brooklyn Park. On the corner lives an old woman in a house, dressed in weeds. Her eyes peek out behind the blinds like me. She's scared to leave. If only I could find a way to start somewhere new, I'd shake off each excuse. If only I could wander in the dark, I'd leave my roots back in Brooklyn Park. And all these bricks I've known have aged with time. A faded porch with that old wind chime, I like the purple door with boxes at my side. And I'll say goodbye. If only I could find a way to start somewhere new, I'd shake off each excuse. If only I could wander in the dark, I'd leave my roots back in Brooklyn Park. I'd leave my roots back in Brooklyn Park.
So I was listening, and obviously I come from a musical background too, so I'm always like trying to see who you sound like, or I'm just trying to figure out like who you're influenced by. You have a really like just pure, beautiful voice.
Thank you.
So who are some of the people that you kind of modeled yourself after?
I would say it's kind of a mix of Nora Jones, Ingrid Michaelson, Kina Grannis. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She's more of YouTube famous, so she's not like a household name, but she really inspires me. And if you were to listen to something of hers, I think most people are like, yeah, you sound a lot like her. So she's one of my favorites. And then I also really like Tori Kelly. I have a lot of other songs that are a little bit older that have more of an influence of that, more of like the chord structures and things like that, but those are my top influences.
There were a few points in there I kind of heard a little bit of Adele in your voice.
I've never really liked Adele.
We met as an
No, it's totally fine, but I think that's interesting, because...
Like, just certain, like, parts in your register.
Yeah.
I hear a little bit of that.
Cool. Well, she's an awesome vocalist.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. So is your music... I know this is not always the easiest question, but it didn't really sound country, but it kind of sounded folky. Is there, like, where would you put yourself?
It's kind of been a transition recently, especially with the move to Nashville.
Yeah.
Because before it was a little bit more of like a pop R&B influence, like Tori Kelly.
Yeah.
But recently it's been more of like the folk kind of getting into country a little bit, but more of just like the folky pop. That's really what I say, but
whatever you create is what it is.
yeah. But
Yeah.
probably I've really gotten into a lot of like country writing since I've been here, so it will probably evolve into something more a little bit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Because you're working on some new stuff now. Yeah. And that's gonna also hopefully include playing some shows around town and stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
I'll have you play another one, but let's just brain freeze. Sorry. Where can people go to like see where you're playing, listen to your music, learn more about you?
It's karliemusic.com, and it's Karlie music.
Karlie Music. L-I-E.
Yeah, and that's also my Instagram.
Okay.
And I think even on Facebook, if you type in facebook.com/KarlieMusic, it'll come up. So
Okay, cool.
yeah.
All right. So, what else are you gonna play for us here?
This song's called Brand New.
Brand new.
Yes. Yeah. And there's not as much of a story behind it. I don't think I've ever actually told the story, because it's, but I had been dating this guy when I was in high school, I think when I was a junior. And then when I was in college, we happened to reconnect and dated for a little bit, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like brand new, like we're, whatever. So that's basically the story. Yeah. After, it's actually kind of funny because I wrote this song, and like a week or two later we decided, because I was living in Boston and he was living in another state, and we were like, yeah, maybe not.
Good
So
while it lasted.
yeah, so I got a good song out of it.
There
But
you go.
he's a very nice boy if you're watching. But this is
Oh, so
brand
he
new.
knows it's about.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
He may have forgot, but I think I played it for him. I don't know how my lungs breathe in the air without you near. I almost bought your cologne to fill in this void when you're not here. 'Cause you keep holding on, even when the days drag on. Take two, I only have eyes for you, and I don't wanna wait to see you walking through my door. Take two, I only wanna be with you, and I don't wanna make the same mistakes we made before. We lost it in the past, but this is brand new. I'll be there when we've grown old, and time has worn us both down. I'll read all the letters saved. For months I couldn't be there by your side. 'Cause we'll keep holding on, even when the days drag on. Take two, I only have eyes for you, and I don't wanna wait to see you walking through my door. Take two, I only wanna be with you, and I don't wanna make the same mistakes we made before. We lost it in the past, but this is brand new. I don't know how my lungs breathe in the air without you near.
That's really nice.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what other questions I can ask, but you said you taught yourself guitar. And how old were you when you did that? Started?
I was a sophomore in high school. I don't remember how old I was then, but I was a sophomore in high
Yeah.
school. But basically played my dad's guitar and sat in my room every night and watched YouTube videos.
Oh, so that's how you learned from YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were writing songs back then too?
Yeah, I've always been writing, I feel like. When I was a little kid, before I could even write, I'd have my grandma, I'd tell her, like, Grandma, I'm gonna write this story, like, will you write down these things? And I'd basically, like, tell her what to write, and then she'd write everything, and I'd just draw pictures on the side.
Yeah.
I had a book series when I was younger.
Wow.
Called Harry Scary.
Oh.
Yeah. But then more seriously started writing songs that weren't the greatest, but I was 11, so
Oh,
yeah. And then just kind of kept going from there.
You still keep in touch with the new guy?
No. He's nice. He's got his own life, so
Yeah. Well, that's one nice thing about
yeah.
people that come and go is
Yeah.
inspire music.
And I feel like too, when I sing it now, I think of completely different things than when I first
Yeah.
wrote it. So it has a different meaning. So
It's amazing.
something that I don't really think about anymore, and it's like
Mhm.
I'm dating someone else now, and I'm like, oh well, this kind of like this line could apply to him, and so
Your music's meaning kind of evolves with
Yeah.
whatever's happening in your
Mhm,
life. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
so
It
it's
makes
cool.
music so nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So check out her website. Hopefully, we'll get to hear more of you around
Yeah,
town.
definitely.
Coming here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your new music. Are you on Spotify and all that stuff?
Yep. Yeah, if you search in Karlie Bartholomew, it should come up.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I am sure it sounded wonderful. It sounded wonderful here. So, so thanks for watching. See you later.